Hey, YouTube universe. Welcome back to The Naked Truth. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you dropping by. And what are we doing today, boys and girls? You know it's Larry Joe Bird. But today a little different, right? If you've been watching Larry for a little while, you've certainly heard of his iconic 60-point game against the Atlanta Hawks, right? Kevin McHale famously scored 56 just 9 days earlier, I believe. And Larry Bird told him, that will not last. So this is a more detailed version of that story you've seen in snippets with some Hawks players, Celtics players, the whole 9 yards. So we're all going to sit back, we're going to relax, we're going to grab our popcorn, we're going to enjoy the show. You're going to whack that like button. Here we go.
Let's get right to the Larry Bird show. I mean, this was Larry Bird's night. 60 points down in New Orleans.
Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again. Bird has 54. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds. He got fouled. He hit the shot. Oh, boy.
If my memory serves me correct, you were part of the Hawks when Larry Bird went off for that 60 points and the whole bench went going crazy. And I think Fratello had to find everybody on the bench because Larry was just doing his thing in New Orleans. Could you share some of those stories with us? Because he was just unbelievable that night.
Well, you know what? How it all come about was McHale had scored 58 points the game before.
They go to McHale, back to Bird, back to Kevin.
56. But who's counting?
Got it. 49 for McHale. And as Johnson goes to the bench, DJ had 8 points in the ball game. McHale got it. 54 for McHale.
It was a game where I had been playing well for a while and really had a flow where the basket looks big. You step on the floor, you go through warm-ups. As soon as the game starts, the basket looks like it increases in size. And believe me, there's enough games where the basket decreases in size. So when it does increase and you're playing well, you really enjoy it.
Danny spins away from traffic. Short, tapped in McHale. Boy, what an offensive quarter.
And the points just kept piling up, and I kept getting the ball in good situations and scoring it.
Chief, McHale.
It's too easy.
41 points for Kevin McHale. Back to Kevin. Got it. 49 for McHale.
Bird fed him.
You know, before you knew it, I looked up on the board, and back in the old Garden, they had the runner that went in the back there, and it said new Celtic team record. I was like, wow, I didn't know that was capable. I thought with Havlicek and the great Celtics of old, I thought, boy, that's really something. Towards the end of the game, Larry came up to me and said, I said, I'm going to come out a minute and a half or 2 minutes ago in the game. Larry said, were you crazy? I said, no, I'm had enough, man. We're ahead. And he goes, if I get that hot, I'm not stopping. Well, 9 days later, he got that hot.
How about you guys out there, all you competitors? If you get that hot in whatever your sport of choice is, are you coming out of the game? I'm not. I'm certainly not. I'm going until I drop.
I said, you stop? And he said, no, I'm not stopping.
Larry, after the game, kiddingly told Kevin, you should have gone for 60.
And Larry told McHale, and he publicly put it out there, I'm going to outdo that score. I'm going to outscore you the next time we play.
Kevin McHale had 56.
Just about to ask.
Right? Larry Bird said, I'm breaking your record in New Orleans against Atlanta.
And he had about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, and we were up by a pretty good margin, and he asked the coach to take him out, and I happened to be standing there, and I told him he better go for 60 because 56 is not enough. That will be broken.
A few short days later, he had his chance, and he kept going.
Well, it happened to be against the Atlanta Hawks. And we were playing New Orleans because Ted Turner had sold a buddy of his 12 games in New Orleans. So we played 12 games in New Orleans.
You were playing the Hawks, and it was one of those times they were playing some home games down in New Orleans.
And it was in a neutral site, and I know that Larry was always telling the ball boys, hey, go find out the scoring record. As he was getting taped on the tape table, he would always say, hey, go find out the scoring record in this gym.
And Larry Bird down in New Orleans against your Hawks had that 60-point game. And I remember your bench just going crazy over there. And I can remember, I think maybe when he had 54, you actually went out and was guarding Larry on the wing, and he, of course, got fouled and he hit that shot. But what was that like to be guarding a Larry Bird when he was in just such a rhythm like that? Because, I mean, what could you do? I mean, that basket had to look as big as an ocean to Larry.
When I first came back from Italy, I walked on the court and we were playing the Celtics. And he tells me, yeah, big fella, you're in a little trouble tonight. Well, I was coming from Italy. I had a pretty good season, so I'm like, who does he think he's talking to? I'm the big dog. You don't get this.
And that's how you have
so
to think.
He made a few moves. I stole the ball from him. I went down, took off, dunked on his head hard. Boom.
Oh, and jam. Yeah, he has some talent.
I mean, he's way up.
Came down another one. Boom.
Taken away by Antoine Carr. Carr can really handle it. 3-on-2. Carr all the way. Whoa. He jams. Antoine Carr.
Yeah, baby Hawk's my behind. You in trouble. And I'm running my mouth, which I shouldn't have done. I guess I got him fired up. And then Dominique obviously got him fired up because Dominique was scoring at will.
He was so hot that he was shooting threes with his left hand. I ain't never seen that.
Larry just decided, that's it. I'm finna light this whole team up.
Left corner, down low for Bird. With position, he fakes it and shoots it good. Dennis Johnson misses a shot, rebound Bird. Bird on the baseline, great pass.
Larry, that game was unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Dominique guarded him, Cliff guarded him, Antoine Carr guarded him, I guarded him.
Ricky Brown guarded him, Sly Williams guarded him. I mean, everybody had some of that 60. He gave everybody. It was like he just spread the wealth to everyone.
Dennis Johnson, a lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring, too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again.
A lot of people don't realize Larry was a big trash talker because a lot of people back then, there was no social media. So you just saw what he would produce and you would see the stats, in the paper. But man, Larry would talk some trash and then back it up and tell you exactly what he's going to do and then do it right on you.
Well, see, that's why I say it's not trash talking. Because he's actually doing it to you.
Dennis Johnson, front court. DJ up top. Off the pick comes Bird for the bomb. Got it again. Good. Front court is Bird in the corner. Right corner, Bird. Backs in. Posted up, Bird. Takes the jumper and hits it.
When a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line. And he literally says, left side across the three, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
This next play, when we come out, I'm gonna win the game on this spot, and I'm gonna bust you right in your face. Right? You come out, that spot, shoot, game over.
That pass gets jammed, and he gets it off to DJ. A lead for Bird, front court. Bird shoots the jumper right side.
He makes a jump shot, and the Atlantic players are high-fiving each other like, man, this guy's so hot.
Bird has 54. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds. He got fouled. He hit the shot. Oh, boy.
Well, he made the shot so well that it's like he almost dunked on me because the ball went down through the net, and you could hear that, pow!
And Antoine let him get the ball, and he was shooting the three. And Antoine ran at him hard, fouled him. He fell into our trainer's lap. It was an N1 3-point shot. That's when I got off the bench. I'm waving the towel, slapping the other high fives down the bench, and we having a good time.
Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
They got 5 for that, I heard.
Yeah. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench. You see Scotty Hastings put them. Yeah. When you get watch Cliff Livingston over here. I think this is Cliff.
Yo, somebody on my team did that. Larry's like, I'm not giving it up.
Oh, man.
He went for 60.
Guys have scored 60 points before, but the way he was getting those 60, falling down, falling out of bounds, I mean, it was incredible.
With 3 seconds, Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Bird has 60 points. Larry Bird scored 60 points. Look at the Boston players mob him.
And I guess the one shot that you'd love to have him have counted was that 3-point job you threw in going out of bounds. I think that was the toughest shot all night, and it looked like it was going in, but you never know from that distance. And when you got it rolling and you shoot the ball on line, it's usually going to go in. And I thought that one probably should have counted, but I don't know.
And our players was cheering for him. Yeah. I made sure every one of them get fined $3,000.
As you should.
Find all them idiots right there, for cheering for him,
It's almost like they bought a ticket to the game.
I couldn't believe it, man, but that shows you how hot he was.
You guys got, Antoine Carr and Cliff Livingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
So Fratello told me, Ricky Brown, Sly Williams, Eddie Johnson to meet in his room after we get out, after we get settled in our room, go up to his room, and we went up there. He had the game on. We sit on the couch, elbowing each other, like laughing. Just, man, look at that. Mike Fratello said, man, look at, he's kicking our tail.
Yeah.
Just wearing us out. And you guys on the bench high-fiving each other. That's gonna cost each one of you guys $100. I left out of the room and said, that's the best $100 seat I ever had.
Dang right.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then you didn't have, you watched the real game and just went, with a video. And Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept, not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah, that was Eddie Johnson. Yeah. Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter. And Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. So it
wasn't somebody not playing good defense on Bird. It was you guys celebrating.
Again, a lot of these shots are shots that even Larry Bird wouldn't do in a normal game. But when you're that hot, you're that hot. Throw it up. It's going.
Larry Bird.
Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. And it was a bad night.
Bird with 52. Dennis Johnson, a lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again. Bird has 54.
The bench was giving each other five.
The bench was giving each other five.
So did you get in a fight with them after the game? Forget Larry. Did you beat anybody on the bench? Because you giving five, he's scoring on me.
Every one of those guys got fined $3,000.
Okay, good.
I've never seen a guy get that hot before.
They got fined $3,000, right?
Oh,
yes.
Now we watching the film the next day, and we looking at everybody. Now Fratello fined everybody $3,000, but what y'all didn't see was he was sitting down like,
you know what? And you should have filed Fratello $10,000. Because can't he call a double team? Can't you get it out of his hands, Coach?
Even the coach was like, ooh.
But I paid him back.
Bird is on the baseline coming out right. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. They're not going to count it.
Larry, put on a show that night. And, I mean, just to get the whole Atlanta bench going crazy on some of the shots that he was making down the stretch is a pretty good indication. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before.
Man, he was an amazing competitor. Forget about his scoring attributes and his IQ. His toughness, competitiveness was unmatched.
When you got guys like him, Michael Jordan, those guys that have that next gear, don't get them started.
Larry Bird has 57 points, an all-time Boston record for one game. And McHale had set the record less than 2 weeks ago. 3 seconds, Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Larry Bird scored 60 points. Look at the Boston players mob him. Larry Bird scored 60. It is the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my life.
All right, boys and girls, thanks for taking that ride with me. Again, that was a more detailed version of the story we see in all the other clips, reaction videos, etc., right? So I hope you enjoyed that ride. I hope you whacked that like button, drop some comments below, send me some links. What would you like me to react to? Happy to do it. But until next time, the naked truth is out.